Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. The force emanating from the endless wings of light was powerful enough to give him pause. At the Universe Master level, this was incredible. Is it because of the connection between the two wings and that pair of light wings? Wondered Luo Feng. Just like Tower Pearl, Seal Star, and Star Tower? Are the wings on my back only small components of that light wing? Just when Luo Feng was thinking, suddenly, the cave was filled with white sand, and the sand flew and filled everywhere. It could even pierce that hard rock. At the same time, the sand swept across the light screen, as if space and time were twisted. He couldn't figure out the mysteries behind that. Domain type true treasure, Ice Sand Ocean? Luo Feng was shocked. Ice Sand Ocean was a domain-type true treasure used by an young master, and he had experienced its power when he tried to rescue Firestone Master. Ha ha ha. Human Milky Way Horde leader, Luo Feng? A voice pierced through the sand ocean and entered Luo Feng's ears. The space ripples around him were clotted, and the space was sealed. Why is he here? Luo Feng swore in his heart. Without a doubt, that pair of light wings were a supreme true treasure, extremely precious and powerful, and it had something to do with his Shawu wings. Mosha body only got a glimpse of it, and it could tell that it was extremely good at making attacks. If he had both Star Tower and the wing, two supreme true treasures. That would be incredible. Supreme true treasures, how precious and rare they are. Luo Feng whispered. It won't be an easy task to get them. Star Tower made lots of Universe Supreme Masters desperate. Even Sitting Mountain Guest left it to him. It took him lots of energy to get that. These wings were no different. However, an young master had suddenly shown up. I can't let him find out the secrets in the cave. The Divine Eye clan is almighty, much more powerful than us humans. If he notifies others in Divine Eye clan, I won't be able to get the light wings. Thoughts flooded Luo Feng's mind, and then he made up his mind to fly out. An young master stood at the apex of a mountain and looked at the cave in the distance. He appeared excited. For all these years, he had been searching in the reference area number 193293. He had been searching carefully, but he found it a slow process to search every cave, valley, and plant, so from time to time, he would sweep an area of 100 square light-years using his domain-type true treasure. He combined detailed inspection with brief, large-scale survey. Sometimes, he would find something surprising, and this time, he had found the human Luo Feng. Actually, he had run across two universe masters of other races, and Luo Feng was the third. I found the human Luo Feng. Ha ha ha. How lucky I am. He's weak, so he doesn't dare enter the inner area, so he can only adventure the outer area. Unfortunately for him, he enters my domain, the number 193,293 reference area, so I'm not to blame for what happens to him. An young master felt superior to Luo Feng, as he thought Luo Feng was only a new universe master at the second level. Luo Feng was just good at running. His domain is impressive. I won't be able to kill him by myself. The soul eye behind an young master looked fierce. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The Divine Eye clan had 7 miniature universes in total. Inside the miniature universe of the 7th true master, an young master stood in front of a mirror. I've found the human Luo Feng from the original universe, and I am at 329,491, 100939, point of reference number 193293. Luo Feng was proficient in controlling domain. Anyone with a pinnacle domain type true treasure, please come to help. The true treasures will be divided equally. Who can come here first? Heads appeared in the mirror. Haha. How lucky you are, Anyong. It's the new universe supreme master from the original universe, Luo Feng. Everyone knows that he has a special true treasure to control space and time, and he's a handful. One has to have a pinnacle domain type true treasure. Anyong, it'll take me 40 minutes to get there. Anyong, I'm in Tilted Peak sector also, but it might take me several days to get out of the inner area. I'm in Universe Boat. It'll take me 2 hours to get there. More heads showed up on the mirror. The fastest one would be there in 40 minutes. Golden Surveyor Master, please come here as soon as possible. I'll be there as soon as possible. Please stall that Luo Feng. Okay. Golden Surveyor, and Yong, I wish you all the best. Don't be beaten by the great beings of the human race. The human race will definitely protect that human Luo Feng. If you don't act fast enough, the great beings from the original universe will arrive, especially that primal chaos city leader. Here's a handful. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Hua. In the inner area of Tilted Peak sector, lots of sand and rocks were flying 100 times faster than light speed, and there were some transparent grains of sand and rocks that cracked space. Bang! 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 A golden spaceship flew by, but it trembled as it was hit by the sand and rocks. Inside the spaceship, a human-shaped creature in golden armor stood there. He was glowing with a halo behind his head, and there was a single-eyed phantom in the halo. Human Luo Feng, the great being of divine Eye Clan whispered. A true treasure that can control space and time? Asterisk 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 asterisk. By the time the avatars of Golden Surveyor reached a pact, Luo Feng and an Yong Master had met in reference area 193293. Luo Feng flew out of the cave and stood at the center of the water area. An Yong Master was standing there, looking down at him. Hong. Golden flames swept across everything, and the sand all dissipated. With the help of Golden Country, Flame Sand Cup covered an area of several square light years, and Luo Feng stood in the middle of the flames, looking at an Yong Master in the distance. I just keep running into you, an Yong Master. Luo Feng growled. Ha ha ha, an Yong Master laughed. I didn't look for you on purpose. I've been inspecting this place for a long time, and you're the one who came here for treasures. You chose your own death. Who else can you blame? Death. Luo Feng smirked. Lives are limited, and eternity is almost impossible. An Yong Master stared at Luo Feng. Killing is the only way. An Yong Master didn't rush to attack Luo Feng. Although he was confident enough to defeat Luo Feng in one-on-one combat, he knew for sure that it was impossible for him to kill Luo Feng. Luo Feng stayed alert. Why has he been inspecting this area for a long time? Wondered Luo Feng. Did he get some information? The Light Wing was almighty. Luo Feng feared that something might go wrong, so he needed to eliminate all unexpected factors. Okay. It seems that he didn't know about it yet. Instead, he's busy searching everywhere, all the caves, rocks, valleys, and mountains. It might take him 10,000 eras to get to my cave. Luo Feng nodded. An Yong Master didn't suspect anything when he emerged from the cave. It was normal for an Yong Master not to be suspicious. There were countless caves in the water area, and many who looked for valuables entered the caves. When an Yong Master found Luo Feng, he thought Luo Feng was only looking for valuables, so he didn't realize how special the cave was. Killing is the only way. Luo Feng grinned. You don't know who'll die. Hong. Luo Feng held absolute guest and dashed at an Yong Master like a beam of light. You dare to fight me? An Yong Master found it surprising that Luo Feng didn't run away. Little one, I might kill more great beings than you have ever seen. You dare to fight me? Die. The scepter started to glow. A trace of light showed up in the space. Fast. Dang. The blade of light hit the scepter, and Luo Feng bounced away. So fast, and I can barely resist it. No wonder even Firestone Master could resist that. Indeed powerful. An Yong Master glanced at Luo Feng and gave an compliment. Your blade is fine, but your godly power seems to be weak, and your blade technique is only an ultimate technique. Just as he was giving the compliment, he rushed at Luo Feng. Luo Feng felt his body trembling. So strong. He had Shawu wings and Flame Sand Cup to help him, but he was still at an absolute disadvantage. I might need to perform I Am the Universe to rival him, Luo Feng thought. Ha ha. An Yong Master walked slowly, but he had passed by the flames and arrived beside Luo Feng wielding the giant scepter. It hit Luo Feng. It was heavy. Fast and heavy. Kai. A bright light erupted. Damn it. An Yong Master roared. He tried to redirect his scepter, But it all happened too suddenly. A shuttle pierced through An Young Master's hand. A deep growling, die. A red being showed up in the distance, and its tail was sweeping with a giant shuttle in his hands. It was Blood Cloud Palace. Hong. Long. Star Tower became a long shuttle, and at the second level, it hit An Young Master. An Young Master howled, and his godly body was significantly weakened. Quickly, Luo Feng performed the supreme technique. I am the universe. Earlier on, the pierce of that long shuttle caused the golden flames in the surroundings to form a winding whirlpool. Likewise, the heavy water flow in the surroundings also became a gigantic whirlpool. With just one stab. Powerful. Swift. An Young Master was just about to execute his greatest technique with a wave of his scepter, so he was not in time to concurrently ward off the sudden attack. He reacted quickly by using his left palm to execute a stance from his greatest technique, sealing the sky. However, the power of this stance was weakened because it was executed with his left palm, where it should originally be executed through his scepter. Furthermore, An Young Master did not have any attack-type true treasures in his hand for self-defense. The tip of the long shuttle pierced right through his palm. An Young Master's godly body trembled. A large quantity of godly power was consumed, and his breathing weakened rapidly. In a split second, it had weakened to 50% and below. But in the blink of an eye, his avatar's godly body, which was housed within his internalized world ring, speedily transmitted endless godly power to him, allowing him to recover right away. Hong. Long. Long. Darkness fell upon the water domain, and it fell into a chaotic world. Chaotic airflow spread all over. Shi-Wu Wings, Empower. Flame Sand Cup, Empower. Miniature Universe, Empower. Luo Feng was unstoppable. After executing Miniature Universe, without lifting a finger, he could rely on the terrifying oppression he had exerted earlier to gain an advantage over his opponent. Not far away, by his side, the towering Blood Cloud Palace Master exuded endless ferocity. Holding on to his long shuttle, which was tens of thousands of kilometers long, he was also charging toward An Young Master with a murderous intention. Luo Feng and Blood Cloud Palace Master were joining effort. Everything was happening according to Luo Feng's plan. Previously, with his Golden County and Flame Domain, he had defeated Ice Sand Ocean. Thereafter everything fell within Luo Feng's control. An Young Master was unable to explore his surroundings, so naturally, he did not know that Luo Feng had secretly released his golden horned beast body in the guise of Blood Cloud Palace Master. Blood Cloud Palace Master. An Young Master saw him and was furious. He transmitted a roar of rage. Blood Cloud Palace Master, although you have disappeared for a long time, you remain a figure of repute. In the primal universe, you did not bother to get acquainted with anyone. Yet today, you dare to lay an ambush on me without considering your position, and to help this human form Luo Feng sneak an attack on me? Ha ha. I shall get acquainted with whoever I please, said Blood Cloud Palace Master, full of insolence. Who are you to control me? I find Luo Feng pleasing to the eye, and both of us come from the same primal universe. Even if I don't help him, do you think I will help you, someone from the first universe era? Blood Cloud, the two of us shall act in concert to deal with him, Luo Feng shouted. Yes. Blood Cloud Palace Master shouted back in response. An Young Master was forced to retreat with mixed feelings of anxiety and rage. Everything was supposed to be happening in his favor, but he hadn't expected Blood Cloud Palace Master to turn up and attack him so suddenly. As a side note, it would be useful to know that the various top forces were always gathering information on certain high-end great beings. Even Luo Feng's information was sought after most thoroughly. The Divine Eye clan would naturally have searched for information on Blood Cloud Palace Master and learned that Blood Cloud Palace Master fought against Star River Master in the original Star and might have been on the losing end, but he did not lose much or even any of his godly power. Star River King had given his best but could only give up and leave in the end. This battle raised the overall evaluation of Blood Cloud Palace Master. Over 100 different powers of Universe Ocean changed their evaluation right away. The news is accurate, An Young Master thought. I was originally extremely strong in defense, and I believed in the principle of an eye for an eye, thus I dared to give an injury for an injury. I did not expect that one pierce from my long shuttle, would cost me 50% of my Divine I clan body. An young master was speedily retreating to buy himself more time as he anxiously scoured for countermeasures to deal with his situation. Even if it were 1-to-1 against Blood Cloud Palace Master, it would be difficult to gain the upper hand. With these two joining forces, Blood Cloud Palace Master now has Luofeng's help, who will put his domain and miniature chaotic universe into play. I will be completely suppressed. Between Blood Cloud Palace Master and myself, I am afraid the result will always be failure without victory. The thought flashed past him within an instant. The speed of a great being was extremely fast. How satisfying, thought Luofeng. To be able to execute miniature universe within the universe ocean is truly a delight. Luofeng was high on emotions and let out an excited howl. Universe ocean was filled with chaotic airflow all over, and the purity level of this chaotic airflow was extremely high. The surroundings of Tilted Peak sector might have thinned down the chaotic airflow, but it was, nonetheless, incomparably pure. After executing his miniature universe, Luofeng was delighted to discover that the chaotic airflow he could control, when mixed together with those chaotic airflows of high purity level, could undergo a heightened boost in power in an instant. Miniature universe and chaotic airflow, gather. Luofeng gave a sudden shout of command. Miniature universe gave form to two gigantic tornado whirlpools, and each moved to encircle Luofeng's blade and Blood Cloud Palace Master's Star Tower Long Shuttle, respectively. Star Tower Long Shuttle moved to pierce An Young Master again. A dazzling golden blade sliced toward An Young Master. Bastard! An Young Master was anxious and furious. With his scepter in his hand, he transformed into a hazy shadow to execute his greatest technique, sealing the sky. Then a loud, rumbling bang was heard, and An Young Master felt a great tremor throughout his godly body. The dazzling golden blade had hit him from behind, causing his godly body to tremble and immediately weaken by 10%. Damn! An Young Master was infuriated. Ha 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 ha. An Young, today shall be your day of annihilation. Luofeng was overflowing with arrogance. Blood Cloud Palace Master revealed a sardonic smile. You are dead meat. The two attacked in concerted efforts. Where An Young Master could ward off Blood Cloud Palace Master, he would not be able to defend against Luofeng. On the other hand, blocking Luofeng would mean that he was not able to ward off Blood Cloud Palace Master. After all, Blood Cloud Palace Master was able to activate the second-level power of Star Tower Long Shuttle, which was extremely fast. Luofeng's blade technique, Golden Light, was also known for its speed. With the triple empowerment of Miniature Universe, Flame Ocean, and Golden Country, it was even faster, causing the speed of An Young Master's weapon to slow down. No matter how strong a technique he had, he could barely ward off Luofeng or Blood Cloud Palace Master. Undoubtedly, his choice would be to ward off Blood Cloud Palace Master. Blood Cloud Palace Master is certainly 4th tier. Thought An Young Master. And with the empowerment of his surrounding domain, he would most probably be comparable to 5th tier. That human form may only be on 2nd tier, but with the empowerment of his surrounding domain, he could be comparable to 4th tier. An Young Master's heart was in his throat. His anxiety was at its peak. The power level was soaring, the increase was doubled. Golden Horned Beast Body had a supreme true treasure, barely making it a 4th tier combat power. Usually, Universe Masters with supreme true treasures would wield combat power up to the 6th tier. However, Luofeng was unable to bring the power of this supreme true treasure to full force for two reasons. 1. He was only able to comprehend Star Tower up till its second form. 2. The strength of his godly power was still too weak. Combined with the triple empowerment, it was certainly comparable to 5th tier combat power. However, true 5th tier beings like Primal Chaos City Leader and Star River Master usually had Pinnacle Domain true treasures with them when they roamed Universe Ocean. With their capabilities, they could activate Pinnacle Domain true treasures to higher forms, and these activated forms were much stronger than those of Skywolf Master. I may be weaker than Star River Master and Teacher, Primal Chaos City Leader, but I think I still have the confidence to trample An Young Master with the two of us working together. Hong. 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 Blood Cloud Palace Master and Luofeng's original body attacked without inhibitions. They surrounded An Yong Master and subjected him to a crazy round of attacks. Still dare to be so arrogant? Still thinking of killing me? Dream on. Luo Feng ranted as he trampled on An Yong Master. An Yong Master was so furious that his entire face glowered. The single-eyed shadow in the circular light behind him became distorted. He was angry beyond sanity. He was a universe master of top-tier existence, the 4th tier, with extremely strong defensive ability. If tackling an opponent one-to-one, even a universe supreme master might not have been able to force him to give in. But now, it was 2 against 1, and every time there was an exchange of blows, he was on the defensive. Godly body is weakening. Recover. What great tolerance, muttered Luo Feng. Luo Feng was cursing and swearing at An Yong Master in his heart. An Yong Master only maintained his defense against attacks by Blood Cloud Palace Master, regardless of how Luo Feng rained his attacks on An Yong Master. Every time his godly body started to weaken, it would speedily recover. In the blink of an eye, 9 seconds passed. Luo Feng stopped his sustenance of miniature universe, and the next moment, the vast miniature universe dissipated. The chaotic airflow in the surroundings also dispersed. The suppression over An Yong Master was immediately reduced. An Yong Master saw his chance and quickly transformed into a stream of light and fled the scene. Want to escape? Blood Cloud Palace Master roared. Don't give chase. Luo Feng shouted. This An Yong Master is a hardcore fellow who is almost impossible to exterminate. Luo Feng also recovered the sealed space. An Yong Master released the sealed space while he was being mauled by Luo Feng and Blood Cloud Palace Master. The moment he felt the space ripples, he made his escape by teleporting far away immediately. He did not want to be surrounded and attacked. Using up his godly power was not a big deal. The sense of helplessness when subjected to attacks in such a manner was overbearing. It was a great insult. Deep in the water domain, Luo Feng and Blood Cloud Palace Master stood side by side. He has teleported away. Luo Feng sneered. With a single thought, he summoned Blood Cloud Palace Master, which was actually Golden Horned Beast Body in disguise, back into his world ring. Even if news of Blood Cloud Palace Master and I joining forces against An Yong Master spreads, nothing much will happen, Luo Feng said to himself. After all, Blood Cloud Palace Master has no enmity toward the human race. Furthermore, An Yong Master would not wish to lose face, so he will not be spreading news so detrimental to his reputation. Whether the news spread or not really did not matter. Luo Feng had already offended the 3 major alliances, namely, the Demons, Automaton Race, and the Bug Soldiers. Those that he had established good ties with were the Ancestral God School, the Space Beast Alliance, and his own kind, the human race. They would not make much out of him forming an alliance with Blood Cloud Palace Master. Luo Feng flew straight out of the cave. In the vast universe ocean, there were the 7 miniature universes of the Divine Eye clan. In the palace hall, An Yong Master sat on his throne, his face contorted into a fearsome look. His anger was insuppressible. Damn, damn, damn. An Yong Master roared. Suddenly, he frowned, and with a flip of his hand, a mirror appeared in front of him. In the middle, a figure clad in golden armor appeared. An Yong, said the figure. Golden Surveyor, said An Yong. An Yong, I was just rushing out from the internal domain of Tilted Peak Sector. Why are you contacting me all of a sudden? Golden Surveyor Master, I have disappointed you. An Yong Master lowered his head a slight degree to express his apology, then raised his head and said, I was dealing with the human Luo Feng from the Primal Universe, but I had not expected him to have Blood Cloud Palace Master's help. With Blood Cloud Palace Master and Luo Feng joining forces, even I will be at the losing end. This operation has failed. Failed? Golden Surveyor Master was a trifle annoyed. If you did not have full confidence, you should have enlisted my help right away. I have already penetrated layers of danger, and now you are asking me to turn back. Such an event had better not happen a second time. The figure in the mirror vanished instantly. An Yong Master could only let out a low grunt. There was nothing he could do. In terms of power and status, Golden Surveyor Master was always a notch above him. Owning a pinnacle domain type true treasure already, to a certain extent, reflected Golden Surveyor Master's ability. Blood Cloud Palace Master. Human Luo Feng. The moment I discovered Luo Feng, I wasted no time in sealing space. There was no way Blood Cloud Palace Master could possibly have rushed over from the outside world. He must have been in Luo Feng's world ring. But no matter how close they were, it was unlikely that Blood Cloud Palace Master would have followed him so closely, unless... An young master's eyes flashed with realization as he gritted his teeth. I knew it. The humans want to protect Luo Feng, and Blood Cloud Palace Master's help is all part of their arrangement. No wonder. No wonder Blood Cloud Palace Master has never taken any action against the human race and is always wearing a mask. Blood Cloud Palace Master must be human. Blood Cloud Palace Leader is human, and has been secretly protecting Luo Feng? Are you kidding? Who knows? The news is spread among the Universe Masters, and chances are it's genuine. Haha. No wonder that Blood Cloud Palace Leader has never attacked humans. Now I know the reason. Goddamn human race. It secretly tells Blood Cloud Palace Leader to attack us Northern Territory Alliance. The news kept being spread. The Divine Eye Clan and some powers in the original universe had information-sharing agreements. When an young master spread the news, some of the powers that had suffered under Blood Cloud Palace Leader went to question the great beings in the human race. Is Blood Cloud Palace Leader human? Why do you humans let Blood Cloud Palace Leader slaughter all those beings? No. You're not admitting it. Okay, good for you. All those who went to question the human race got a similar response. Clearly, the human race wouldn't admit that Blood Cloud Palace was human, and it didn't care. When some great beings of other races asked whether they knew human the Luo Feng was with Blood Cloud Palace Leader, the human race replied indifferently, we don't care who Luo Feng makes friends with. We don't have any restrictions for who human universe masters to make friends with. If he's really a friend of Blood Cloud Palace Leader, we won't do anything about it. Sorry. We don't need to tell you anything. The human race didn't care about other powers. However, though Primal Chaos City Leader and Void Gold Master were tough to others, they were still surprised inside. They asked Luo Feng about it through the virtual universe. Luo Feng's answer was simple. I met Blood Cloud Palace Leader in the water area of Tilted Peak Sector. We got along very well, so we decided to adventure through the area together. Everything had been planned by an young master, who had been beaten by Luo Feng and Blood Cloud Palace Leader. Thus far, his plan had failed, which upset an young master. If he couldn't kill Luo Feng, at least he could cause trouble for him. That was why he had started to spread the news. Blood Cloud Palace Leader has lots of enemies, said an young master. His enemies will be hostile against you, Luo Feng. Humph. The more enemies you have, the more likely you'll be kicked when you're down. Just wait and see. An young master was patient. As a supreme being, he'd had a long life, and he'd made himself an enemy of lots of other great beings. They had been hostile toward each other for an eternity. You dare to bully me, muttered an young master. And as a nobody, I won't let you get away with that so easily. I won't. An young master would take revenge for everything. When the Great Incarnation came, he would die as a great being from the First Universe era. Also, he hadn't found any hope to survive the Great Incarnation. This was the true source of his anger. An young master only made some more enemies of Luo Feng, but Luo Feng didn't care much about it. Normal great beings won't make enemies, as they're afraid of having too many of them. I have Star Tower, and it seems I can get another supreme true treasure, which means I'm destined to be exceptional. The more enemies I have, the more chances I have to sharpen myself. Luo Feng was inside the cave between the first and the second light screen. He feared that it would be like last time. He went through the first light screen, and with the light screen, other great beings couldn't find him at all. The 100th time. Mosha Body had tried to get to that mysterious wing space 100 times. However, it had died every time as soon as he barely even entered the space. 100 times, and Mosha Body only got to observe the surroundings twice. Luo Feng nodded. Twice. Aside from that gigantic light wing, a storm surrounded it. Luo Feng made up his mind. I'll use Star Tower now. He sat on the cold rock between the first light screen and the second light screen. He kept his eyes closed and tried to calm himself down. After all, it wasn't easy to get a supreme true treasure, not to mention, to make one recognize him as its owner. He couldn't be arrogant or careless. He spent 5 minutes calming himself down and forgot about all the anxiety and excitement. Let's go. Luo Feng moved his mind. A man in bloody armor showed up. It was Blood Cloud Palace leader. Golden Horned Beast will stay here, and I'll go in, Luo Feng thought. He let his original earthling body get in, as he was the one wearing the She Wu wings. Luo Feng thought that might aid in getting those supreme true treasure light wings. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Luo Feng held Star Tower. Star Tower bulged and grew into a tower 10,000 kilometers tall. Luo Feng stepped into the tower. Inside the control room of the tower, the metal ground was transparent. Luo Feng stood there. I can see everything outside. His mind was connected to Star Tower's core mind. Star Tower had a certain level of intelligence, but it was highly limited. It might be able to do calculations incredibly fast, but emotionally, it was equivalent to a baby. Everything out there showed up. It was like eternal simulation in which Luo Feng was able to see the rocks and the light screen on the outside. Move forward. Luo Feng controlled Star Tower, which started to fly. Second light screen, Luo Feng whispered and kept controlling Star Tower. Star Tower flew slowly, but it went through one light screen after another. Before long, it reached the 9th light screen. I'll now arrive in the mysterious space. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. He was bringing Star Tower, She Wu wings, and force armor along with him. He couldn't afford to lose. I have to succeed. Luo Feng clenched his teeth and entered the 9th light screen. In the dark space, the blade formed a storm that swept across everything, and when Star Tower showed up, it was hit by the blade storm. It bounced away like a small boat in a tsunami. Damn it! Luo Feng felt a terrific shock wave attacking Star Tower. One blade of light after another attacked Star Tower. Each time, it was like hundreds of blades striking at once, which blasted Star Tower away like a toy. Star Tower was completely defenseless. Hit. Hit. The blades of light kept hitting Star Tower, which rolled like a soccer ball. Oh my god, said Luo Feng. He stayed in the control room. Although Star Tower kept bouncing away, he didn't feel anything in the control room. He couldn't feel it, but he could see everything around it, including how Star Tower kept being blasted away like a toy. He couldn't resist such powerful shock waves. Powerful. Too powerful. The blade light is terrifically powerful. Luo Feng had his godly power infused everywhere in Star Tower, so he could clearly sense the shock wave. The blades of light were much stronger than the techniques from Star River Master, hundreds of times more powerful. The blades of light are incredibly powerful, Luo Feng thought. Possibly more powerful than attacks from Universe Supreme Masters. Although he had never fought a Universe Supreme Master, even Universe Supreme Masters were only stronger than Star River Master to a limited extent. Yet the blades of light. Each one made Luo Feng feel that it was much stronger than the ultimate technique of Star River Master. Too powerful. If not for Star Tower, I would be killed instantly, Luo Feng thought. When he'd fought Star River Master, he had been slightly injured using the shuttle of Star Tower, so it was unsurprising that he would have been killed instantly by these blades, which were hundreds of times stronger. Luo Feng was right. Imperial Master had been in a top-tier palace-type true treasure, which couldn't even be destroyed by a Universe Supreme Master. However, he had been annihilated instantly. Apparently, the Blade Storm was stronger than attacks from Universe Supreme Masters. The Blade Storm was extremely powerful. Even Luo Feng, who was incredibly strong, couldn't control Star Tower. It bounced away time and time again. Smaller, smaller, smaller. Luo Feng kept controlling it. Star Tower shrank to the size of a grain of sand immediately. The original body of Star Tower was 9 light-years tall, and it could get larger. It could also become as small as a tiny particle. This was the ability of a supreme true treasure. Star Tower had many interior spaces, but even when Star Tower shrank, and spaces weren't affected. Normal treasures could also shrink, but not to the size of tiny particles. When it got smaller, Star Tower was only hit once in a while, as the blades of the storm were enormous. One blade alone won't affect Star Tower. Luo Feng felt he could fully control Star Tower now. Before, it had been flung about like a toy and couldn't be controlled. Now, it wouldn't be affected. After all, it was a supreme type true treasure. The light wing. Luo Feng stayed in the particle-sized Star Tower. He looked at the endless storms outside and that glowing light wing. He flew Star Tower toward it immediately. This video will end here.